Number 1 is maintain humanity under 500 million in balance with nature. Number 2 is guide reproduction wisely, improving fitness and diversity. This is classic eugenics. It is straight out of the Rockefeller Foundation. Well, Rockefeller started the eugenics research. The Rockefeller started it in 1910 in the US, when they realised that actually there was more enthusiasm for eugenics in Nazi Germany, and they moved all their funding across to Nazi Germany. And then all of the eugenics researchers were moved back to America under Operation Paperclip. A lot of people think that Operation Paperclip was just lifting Werner von Braun and the other V2 scientists. Operation Paperclip was about lifting all of the intelligentsia out of Germany and taking them across to the US before the Brits or the Russians got hold of them. When the Brits realised what America was doing, the British established its own attempt to salvage some of the intelligence, and they established Operation Epsilon. But it was way too late, and the Americans already identified all the key players. Now, if there's any doubt in anybody's mind about the depth and the depravity of those people who perceive that humanity is the enemy of itself, which is a quote, by the way, from a 1990 Club of Rome document. Humanity is the enemy of itself. Let me show you a short video that was released by a group called Global 1010 on the 1st of October this year. Now, this is a government-sponsored, a British government-sponsored group. This promo video was commissioned by the head of the 1010 organisation, a lady called Fanny Armstrong, and directed by Richard Curtis of Love Actually fame. So the title is How to Cut Carbon Emissions.
Now this hasn't got to be a huge thing, but I would love it if you and your families would think about doing something.
What sort of thing, miss?
Well, like getting your dad to insulate the loft, or taking your next holiday by train instead of flying, or buying energy-saving light bulbs.
We're thinking of using our car less. I'm going to cycle to school.
That's fantastic, Jemima. Now, no pressure at all, but it'd be great to get a sense of how many of you might do this. Just a rough percentage.
That's fantastic!
And those not? Philip and Tracy. That's fine, that's absolutely fine. Your own choice. Okay, class, thank you so much for today, and I will see you all tomorrow.
Oh! Just before you go, I just need to press this little button here.
Everybody, please remember to read chapters 5 and 6 on volcanoes and glaciation. Except for Philip and Tracy, of course.
Right, just want to check on that 1010 thing. Had some brilliant ideas from lots of you, how the firm can cut down emissions by 10%. Just quick show of hands, everyone who wants to get involved. Great, that's nearly everybody. And yeah, just for the record, no pressure. Those who aren't quite convinced about it yet? Cool, it's no problem, your choice. Okay, so those of you planning something here or at home should probably get working on it. Oh, gorgeous, those of you who aren't, excellent. Have a great weekend, everyone.
Well, hello everyone. It's great to be back here at Spurs. So many happy memories for me. Anyway, tell me something. What is this 10-10 thing the club is doing?
Well, it means that we're trying to cut our carbon emissions by 10% this year. And Tottenham Hotspur Football Club was the first to sign up.
We've changed it to floodlights on our lane, so no low energy. Lots of our fans are coming to matches on buses, trains, and bikes and stuff, rather than coming by car.
I see. Whatever, I wouldn't do it. It seems like distraction from football to me.
It's just fine, David. You don't have to join in, just ignore it. No pressure. Let's do some penalties.
10-10. Hundreds of thousands of people, schools, businesses, hospitals, movie stars, knitting circles, scout troops, presidents and governments, all tackling climate change in more than 40 countries. Care to join us? No pressure. Is that okay?
Sounded great to me. Thanks,
Okay.
Julian.
Happy to help.
So, what are you thinking of doing for 1010 yourself?
What, are you kidding me? I thought that by doing this voiceover, that was my contribution.
Right. No, absolutely. No pressure.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Someone says that to
Supple.
And Fanny Armstrong said, well, some people didn't seem to get the joke. I mean, imagine if that was put out by a Muslim group. And you know, it was, okay, those of you who, you know, aren't going to help the Muslims try and get back their territory in Israel, no pressure. You know, I mean, there would have been uproar, absolute uproar. But here it was released on the 1st of October, it was withdrawn on the 3rd, funnily enough. And Fanny Armstrong said, well, maybe we did go a bit far, maybe we should have stopped at a bit of amputation. But you know, you can see the mindset. You see the mindset of these people. And we're seeing this in other areas as well. Baroness Warnock, almost exactly a year ago, goes into the media saying that, and please go Google this for yourself, Baroness Warnock, she said that you know, those with dementia have a duty to die because they're a drain on their family and on society. You know, now there was a reaction. Now the way these guys work with their agenda is they just keep pushing the envelope. It's like 3 paces forward, oh, bit of reaction, take a pace back, leave it for a while, and then push forward again. You know, and of course with all the desensitisation that's occurring right now, you know, the target audience isn't us. It isn't us. The target is the kids coming through here. You know, that's why, you know, we're getting kids. I must confess, I didn't realise until recently that the RAF were flying these drones in Afghanistan. So we've got, you know, 17, 18-year-old kids with Xbox skills now bombing the crap out of supposed terrorists in Afghanistan. You know, I mean, this is just unbelievable. This is the thin end of the wedge. You know, but let me tell you, not everybody agrees with this agenda. Today we did. Technical issue.
You're not going to blow up smash.
Yeah, no pressure, no pressure. No pressure. Here we go. You see, not everybody agrees with what's on the Georgia Guidestones. So now they are under permanent floodlight and surveillance cameras. Which, gasp of surprise, gasp of surprise. So I'm going to bring everything to a close by changing the tack a little bit here, because I was actually researching Mayan mythology and Mayan cosmology in the 6 months leading up to 9/11, because in the course of my research in the late 90s, I was beginning to realise there was a hell of a link between what was going on in the geopolitical agenda and what is in mythology and what is particularly in some of the belief systems of the indigenous peoples around the planet. And there was a particular incident that occurred while I was in Belize which stayed with me and has become even more significant, shall I say, in recent months and years. And that is that I was working with, for 2 weeks, I was working with a group of archaeologists in San Ignacio, which is in western Belize, just over the border from Guatemala. And these guys were working in the wet caves, which were part of the Tikal community. And in these caves, because they're wet, they don't flood, it's just a trickle, but a lot of the Mayan remains have been calcified into the rock of the caves. But remarkable remains there. Anyway, I've been working with these guys for about 2 weeks. Ostensibly, it was a group of young archaeologists, you know, they were all postgraduate students, but young archaeologists, their professor, who was about the same age as me, and then the professor's mentor. And he was in his early 70s or so. And we were in the bar, it's my last night with him, and I said, guys, before I head out, I'd just like to ask you the big question. What do you think happened to the Maya? Because as I'm sure many of you are aware, the Maya just seemed to disappear from the face of the earth somewhere around about the late 9th, early 10th century. And there's lots of hypotheses as to what occurred, but nobody really knows for sure. Anyway, we go around the table, and the young guys are all basically saying, we think there was drought, which led to famine, and then they just left. They went elsewhere and seeking other lands. And anyway, we got around to the old professor. Now, admittedly, he was on about his 6th Scotch. Cuba Libre was his drink. That was like rum, so it was rum and coke.